If you ever feel clunky moving around the court, and in particular transitioning up to the net, then this is the video you've been looking for. Our friend Jeff Salzenstein from Tennis Evolution is about to break down step by step some awesome footwork patterns that you see the pros using all the time, but unfortunately they're not very well utilized at your home courts. So Jeff's gonna go ahead and take it right away.
All right, I'm excited to do this with Essential Tennis. This is gonna be super exciting to break out how you can move efficiently to the net with your transition footwork. Now, the big question that comes to me all the time is, how do I move my feet? Because so much of the time we're focusing on just move your feet, just move your feet. But what about the how? And so in singles or doubles, this is a common problem that I see. On wide, low balls, I see a lot of players run up. They want to advance to the net. They run up on their forehand side and they get on this front foot too early, and they lunge at the ball, and it takes their momentum off of the court. Well, if that happens, you can't get back to get ready to hit your volley. And so what you want to do is you want to practice what I call the run-through footwork pattern. Remember, this is on low balls, and I know you deal with them because I hear it all the time. I just get killed on these low balls when you play the slicers. What you're going to do is you're going to come up and you want to make sure that you time it so that you load off your outside leg, and then when you make contact, you're switching to the front foot. Now, there's a lot that goes into it after, and what I want to do is I want to bring in Megan right now, who's going to demonstrate for us. She is going to show us the run-through footwork pattern, and I'm going to start with her closer to the service line. We're going to start nice and slow with ball tossing. I'm going to have Megan start in the middle, and what we're simply going to do is practice this run-through footwork pattern, and every time, just back up a few more steps, Megan, every time that she executes this shot, she is going to circle around the tennis ball can. And the reason being is that too often we're running off of the court or we're running straight ahead. We want to make sure we circle around so that we can get in position for the volley. So simple ball tossing drill. And she comes right off of that outside leg. Beautiful, Megan, way to go. Now, one big key, and that was excellent, nice going. One big key is we don't want to wait on this foot too long. We want to make the movement continuous. And right away, Megan is doing this beautifully. This is an absolutely critical footwork pattern for you to get down in singles and doubles on those low, wide balls. Awesome. She does it like a pro. And you're going to see a lot of the pros moving like this on the court. They do it naturally. I want you to do it naturally. Let's go ahead and move back to the baseline and show you how it's done from back there. All right, now we're back at the baseline, and this is where it gets really interesting because we're building on the previous progression. It's going to get more difficult. You're going to feel more stress. And remember, this is for singles or doubles, that low, wide forehand that you're having a hard time dealing with where you're pushing off your front foot. Now we're going off the outside leg for that run through. Megan's going to show us right now. Again, for me, when I teach this, we're not stopping when the ball is hit. We're continuing to move through. That's transition footwork. That's getting you to feel comfortable moving to the net in a very effortless way. So Megan's going to go for it right here. Super low ball. And then she's back and around. We want her to make that circular motion with her footwork. This is amazing the way that she's doing it. Excellent job. We'll do one more. Notice how she moves smoothly around the ball. Excuse me, smoothly around the tennis ball can. One more. Excellent. That was the best one yet. Just a little bit of practice, she starts to feel better and better with that. Megan, tell me how that feels to you. What do you notice?
So I think it's really important to really get that to where you're load, hit, and transferring really quickly. Sorry, kind of out of breath. But because I think a lot of people get stuck, like you said, load, and then you're like hitting, and then it's not smooth. So I think it's really good to practice that progression that we did first off, where you're outside foot, and then you continue to move through it. And you don't stop after you work, while you're working on this. Oh my gosh, breathing, sorry. You don't stop, so you don't go here, hit, and then stop. You actually keep moving around the cone like Jeff was talking about.
And that's a big thing that I see. Players are watching where the ball goes after they make contact. They stop, they don't keep moving. And I like getting players to the spot afterwards. So that's part of this movement pattern. Once you get this down on this side of the net, then you can go with ball feeds. You can start integrating it into approach shot games. And again, it's a wonderful footwork pattern for you to develop. Now, next I want to show you a more advanced footwork pattern that the pros are using when the ball is higher. It's in the same position of the court. It's called the outside hop. and Kevin's gonna come in next to help me with that. All right, Kevin's about to come in to show the outside hop footwork pattern. And this is actually a footwork pattern that I learned by studying video. So the importance of video learning, it's absolutely essential. And I learned it by watching the pros. Pete Sampras at Wimbledon, he would come up on the low, not actually the low ball, the ball that was in the strike zone. He would actually come up and hop off his outside leg and land on his outside leg over here. And so that's different than the run-through footwork pattern we just showed you, where you go from this leg and you transfer the weight and you land on this foot. The difference is that on the run-through, the ball's really low. So we were running through like this. Now the ball is higher, so you have to lift up off the ground. You have to load the outside leg, and that's why they're different. It's the height of the ball that determines the footwork pattern. So let's go ahead and bring Kevin in right now. To start with a progression, we're gonna start in no man's land, or in the transition area of the court, depending on what you call it. And what he's gonna do is he's gonna practice skipping off of the outside leg and landing on the outside leg. I want him to do it the correct way first. Awesome. So you'll notice that when he went off this outside leg, this foot came in front. Now, when I show this to players, they go off the outside leg and they actually bring this foot back and their head goes forward. Kevin, do your best demonstration of the wrong way, please. Yes. So that was a great exaggerated outside hop the wrong way. Thank you for that, Kevin. And again, the focus is on developing balance, developing rhythm, being able to have that dynamic movement as you move through the ball. So now we're going to do it the right way again. Remember, this is the ball that's in your strike zone. As soon as the ball drops, we're not going to jump anymore. When the ball's in your strike zone, that's when you're going to lift off of the outside foot. Good. Now, I do recommend that you focus on the run through first, because that's an easier one to learn. But as you advance, as you progress, as you go to the next level, you're going to want to incorporate this footwork pattern on the balls that are out wide. That's absolutely essential to know how to transition through the court, being able to use that outside leg. Now we're going to go back to the baseline and do it at a faster speed. All right, we're back at the baseline. We're going to focus on the outside hop footwork pattern. We're going to do it at a little bit quicker speed. Kevin, show us how it's done. Pro style footwork right here. This is this outside ball in the strike zone. Actually, he stopped. He did it the wrong way there. We don't want him to do it the wrong way. Now, he showed us a way to do it where you hit it and you stop and you watch where the ball is going. We don't want that. I want that continuous movement to go around the tennis ball can. That's part of the movement, not stopping when you hit the ball. Keep moving through it, skip. Well done. Looks exactly like the pros. We'll see one more. Love that. Notice how he's skipping. He's still staying low. It's a little bit of a skip or a hop off the ground. He's not jumping up really high. He's not lifting up. He's keeping his body at that level as he's moving through it. Now picture the pros, Rafa Nadal, Pete Sampras back in the day. They all use this footwork pattern naturally. You can train yourself to do it as well. Now, let's assume you're playing singles. I'm gonna have Kevin actually hit a shadow stroke backhand from the corner. Imagine that, you're hitting the ball from the corner and now you've got to run across the court and use this footwork pattern to transition to the net. So go ahead and shadow a backhand, boom. And then the outside hop, excellent. You've probably seen that on TV before. Now you know what to look for when you start to see the pros move like this. It's very elegant, it's very graceful, it's very effortless. Let's do one more, please. Excellent. Now that ball was a little bit low, so I've got to tee it up higher for him. I'm going to give you another shot at it, Kevin. One more shadow. I'm going to give it higher here. There we go. Excellent. So it's easier. As soon as the ball starts to drop, what do? We use the run through that we showed before. When the ball's in the strike zone, we use the outside hop. In both cases, we're using the outside leg. Now, I want to thank Essential Tennis for being a part of this video with me today. They've been awesome to work with and collaborate with. Thank you so much, Kevin.
Thank you, Jeff. Guys, it's so important to have different looks, different footworks to be able to cover the entire court. So it's really important that you go over to Jeff at Tennis Evolution and subscribe. You're gonna get a lot of great content. I'm tired, he's working me out here, but this is what you wanna do to get better, and this is the guy that can do it for you.